Do you know what's in President Trump's big, beautiful bill? The tax and spending package is making the rounds through Congress. There are a lot of proposals in it. We're going to highlight a few you may have missed. First up, the big, beautiful bill could trigger cuts to Medicare unless Congress waives rules on deficit spending. The Congressional Budget Office predicts the current version of the legislation could trigger nearly $500,000 in automatic cuts to Medicare. That's because of the Pay-As-You-Go Act. That says any new spending has to be offset by cuts elsewhere to avoid increasing the deficit. These potential Medicare cuts would come on top of roughly $600 billion in proposed cuts to Medicaid, which provides health care to low-income Americans. Right now, more than 66 million people in the U.S. rely on Medicare to cover their medical expenses. And there's a smoking gun in the big, beautiful bill. A provision added at the last minute would do away with the requirement that gun owners register silencers. The measure was sponsored by Georgia Republican Andrew Clyde. There was already another provision on silencers in the bill. It repeals a $200 tax on purchases of silencers. Supporters of the new provision say gun owners need silencers to protect their hearing. Earlier this year, Republicans in the House and Senate introduced the Hearing Protection Act that would limit barriers for gun owners trying to obtain silencers. But opponents argue the legislation would make it too easy to get silencers. They say silencers make it hard for police and victims of mass shootings to figure out where the shooter is. That's what you might have missed in Washington this week. For more on the tax bill, head to marketplace.org. And I'm Nancy Marshall-Genzer for Marketplace.